Zohar makes an unusual statement regarding the civil laws recorded in the Torah. On the verse, Ve'ela Mishpatim asher tasim lifneihem, the Zohar says that these civil laws of our Torah are connected with the secret of reincarnation. Now, this statement connecting civil law and reincarnation is confusing, very difficult to understand. We have to hopefully get into the details and come out with an explanation, a proper explanation to this. So before I start, though, I would like to first explain a little bit about the uniqueness of our civil laws, those that are recorded in the Torah. Now, every nation, every country, each society has its own set of laws that they follow in order to facilitate a peaceful and harmonious society. In fact, the Torah commands every country, every nation to make civil laws. It's one of these 7 mitzvot. Now, the civil laws of the Torah are very different, though, because our civil laws, the civil laws recorded in the Torah, come from Hashem directly. They are an expression of divine wisdom. Now, this unique factor makes our civil laws different than all of the other civil laws. For example, since they come from Hashem, since these laws come from Hashem, so they are perfect, unquestionable, and eternal. And when we talk about other countries developing laws, we see that a society might decide today one standard and then 50 years later change that standard. But the civil laws in the Torah are always going to remain the way they are. Now, connecting the idea of civil law to reincarnation, there are a lot of interesting stories out there. I'm going to just tell one or two to help us become familiar with the idea. First of all, there's a famous story from the Bal Shem Tov, who sends his main student, the Maggid of Mizrich, to a forest by a lake to just observe what would happen. And of course, the Maggid of Mizrich goes to listen to his Rabbi. And as he's observing the scene, a soldier comes riding on a horse and stops by the lake, right near the open area, and decides to take a nap. Waking up, he gets on the horse, drives away without realizing that he left a purse full of gold coins where he rested. Now, shortly after comes another man who finds these gold coins, takes them, and leaves. A third person arrives. This time it's an old, poor man with just a little bit of bread to eat. He sits by the lake to eat his bread and takes a nap, and is suddenly woken up by the soldier who's returning for what? For his money. When the soldier comes and sees this old man sleeping, he doesn't even ask him too many questions. He starts beating him up, saying, "Give me my money, give me my money." And the old man doesn't know what he's talking about. He's saying, I don't have your money. I don't know what money you're talking about. And at this point, the soldier's in a rage, and he just continues to beat him up mercilessly. So finally, he realizes he's not getting any money from the old man, so he throws him to the ground and rides off. This is the end of that scene. And the Maggid of Mizrich was watching from a distance the entire scene, and he goes back to ask the Bal Shem Tov to explain what he saw. So the Bal Shem Tov explains that the soldier that left his money in a past lifetime was involved in a business deal with the second person who came and took the money. Now, unfortunately, the soldier cheated him, and when they went to court, so the man tried to get the money back in court, and the judge made a mistake in rendering his decision and awarded the money to the soldier instead of the second person. So now Hashem arranged that in this lifetime the soldier would come and leave his money there by mistake, and that the second person will come and get it, thereby restoring back the money that was rightfully his. And this story is connected with what we spoke about, how civil law is connected with reincarnation, because since in a past lifetime this person stole essentially, the money, so that left a blemish on his neshama. You think you can get away with things. We can get away with lying even in court. Courts, they're not prophets. They don't know if we're lying or not. With the lack of evidence, the judge can do nothing but make a verdict based on what is in front of him. But Hashem knows everything, and that's why we said that the civil laws are perfect, because they're from Hashem. So even if you could get away with cheating in this world, Hashem sees above and will bring you to the world a second time to fix the wrong. And that's why in this case, the person found the money, which was really his own money. Now, what about the third person? We said an innocent old man came to eat his bread and was beaten up. So that old man that was beaten up was the judge, who was also punished for making a mistake. since really there was enough evidence and there was a case itself, if the judge would have worked harder to find the true resolution, he would have seen that he could have awarded the money to the second person. But the judge did not do his full job as a judge. He made a mistake and rewarded the money to the wrong person, and for that he was also punished. This is one of the famous stories from the Bal Shem Tov.